So it's no real reason to like break that down. So we're just going to the bars through the rounds, the breakdown of the rounds. Round one, how I started it. I said, niggas stop being associates every day, B. You'll be alright. Now as an ex-gambler, I still indulge in PS5 raffles, the casino on caffeine, and sometimes I even like the lotto. But I don't want to see this nigga doing no preaching because the only activist he going for is inside the bottle. But this Astoria Queens versus Astoria Queens is still an insightful novel. Get him the fuck, you even hyped the model. Stenographer wasn't the type to follow. Bruce Leroy, as soon as I got the glow, you started biting hollow. So I started off basically saying like, yes, I indulge in things that have to do with gambling, but I don't physically gamble no more. Just because I knew he was going to talk about gambling. That was like counter writing. And then I was like, I don't want to see him do no preaching because we know the only activist he going for is inside the bottle. Then I bring up Astoria Queens versus Astoria Queens because the place of Queens he's from is Astoria and I'm from Queens. So this Astoria Queens versus Astoria Queens. Now I mean, it's still an insightful novel. Get him the fuck, you even hype the model. Stenographer wasn't the type to follow. You know, in court, the stenographers, they type everything that's going on in the courtroom so they following it. And he said that I stole Get Him the Fuck Out of Here from Tech Nine. So I was basically telling them like, no, get him the fuck, you even hyped the model. Stenographer wasn't the type to follow. Bruce Leroy, as soon as I got the glow, you started biting hollow. So Last Dragon, you know, when he gets the glow, he gets the bullet, he catches it. And I mean, I felt like, and that's the thing too, I wanted to have creative hollow flips. So that was my thing. No sleepy hollow, no none of that regular hollow shit. We not doing that. So that was that. Then I said, but what y'all expect from Fiends? I stayed in the borough. He left the scene. Kevin Samuels, you disrespecting Queens. Now we all know Kevin Samuels online. You know what I mean? He's always disrespecting women. I'm basically saying, nigga, you left us. You disrespected Queens. That's that bar. Then I say, when you first dissed me, I was sort of in that confused stage, cause I thought, cause you thought ever since you gave me a little game, you could disrespect me when your mood changed. He gonna get up here and lie. He gonna say he brought me NBA Live. Nigga, it was 2K. He gonna say I stayed on Charlie Clip's couch for months when it was only a few days. After the first shot, my mood swayed. The second shot, they said, are you Grays? I said, nah, I've entered this new phase where hollows don't get through DNA. I'm Luke Cage. Now that bar is retarded, but it was basically the breakdown. Like when it first happened, I was confused. That's why people know when me and him first started going at it, y'all seen me looking like, damn, what's he doing? Why is he talking like this? And then I realized, like, all right, so you think because you schooled me a little bit coming up that you could just talk crazy and I should just accept it. So that's that bar, even though it's not a punch. Then I go into joking. Like, he never brought me Live or 2K, but I'm being funny like, nigga, you got it wrong. Like, and I slept on Charlie Clip's house a few days. And then the Luke Cage bar was performance, but, you know, everybody knows that the bullets didn't get through Luke Cage because of his skin, because of his DNA. So I felt like that was another creative hollow flip. Then I said, then I went into my pattern. You start sipping and stop sipping. You clean now. Can't stop snitching. The cops with him, he'll leave town. His moves pivotal each round. Who's lyrical? Me now. Smooth criminal. You close to putting the lean down. Now niggas know when they watch the old Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal shit, you know what I mean? That nigga did the fake lean, like, you know what I mean? He was going down. So I'm like, that's a performance and that's a crazy lean flip. Like, that was my thing. If I'm gonna say something or do something, it gotta be shit that's nobody ever hit him with a lean bar like that. So I'm like, yeah, we gotta use that. Just like with the Luke Cage shit. So after I say you this close to putting the lean down, then I go, he dares to be different. So y'all say he's a GOAT like he's supposed to be great. Nigga, when the only thing unorthodox means is just styles all over the place. He be like, I'm a mixture of Pappy Mason and Larry Davis and the African vaccine. You do the fast rapping to cover up that you bad with delivery. Or it's Calico's pops are using money as a prop. You call me corny, but you actually gimmicky. You're not lyrically inclined, so you manipulate the mind because you lack an ability. You don't even got the stats to belittle me. Ooh, I'ma torch this hollow bitch, the Statue of Liberty. Yo, I was supposed to do the lean in the building, but I didn't do it with that. Yeah, Hollow don't have a good flow. That's why I said that. And I know how to get in them pockets for real. So that whole stretch right there was me breaking down the style. And I even did that. Because you know when he said, ooh, I hate you, Lux. So I was doing it like him. But I put my spin on it. Ooh, I'm going to torch this Hollow bitch. The Statue of Liberty. Another creative Hollow flip. Because the Statue of Liberty, people don't know. If you Google it, it's a hollow, like it's a hollow. People thought it was something inside of her, but she's hollow, and of course she got the torch. So yeah, I'm gonna torch this hollow bitch, the Statue of Liberty. And then after that, I say, You just spit a bunch of rhymes with syllables and the crowd goes berserk. It's Spider-Man No Way Home. See your flow, it works. But you ain't no real MC. You just keep showing us different versions of yourself, but it's the same in every multiverse. Now, I knew they wasn't going to go crazy for that live, but I had to throw that in there while I'm breaking down the style. Because we all know Spider-Man No Way Home is from MCU, like the Marvel Cinema Universe. So that's why I broke it down like that. Nigga, you ain't no real MC. You just keep showing us different versions of yourself, but it's the same in every multiverse. Because in the Spider-Man No Way Home, it was different versions of Spider-Man, but they were all the same person in the multiverse. And then I'm saying multiverse as when he starts doing those multis. So that to me, that line is insane. I mean, that was just there for people to catch later. But yeah, you ain't no real MC. You just keep showing us different versions of yourself, but it's the same in every multiverse. I know it hurts. This gonna be a 30 tonight. The whole set knows. That's what Dog gonna take from the night. Death Row. I put it all on the table. Expos, newlyweds. Yeah, you open the door, but I'm carrying queens over the threshold. Now, of course, Snoop Dogg took Death Row from Suge Knight, so that's what Dog gonna take from the night. Death Row. I put it all on the table like Expos. At Expos, they got all the tables. Newlyweds, yeah, you open the door, but I'm carrying queens over the threshold. Like, yeah, nigga, you open the door, but now I'm carrying queens where it needs to go. So basically, you know, when people first get married, they carry the queen through the door. So that's why I did it like that. Newlyweds, yeah, you open the door, but I'm carrying queens over the threshold. Big strap, tech blow, kickback, retro, chest shot. Trying to open them up, look like they doing the breaststroke. He's stressed though. So y'all know that the breaststroke is just a performance bar. He's stressed though. In the hospital watching Surf choke verse Lux like, let's go. Today in Hollow Room and the waves fucked up after the echo. Now niggas ain't catch that, but that was a bar. Because when Surf battled Lux, when he kept saying, yo, I hear the echo, nigga, it was a hollow room. Because you heard nothing in there and the waves fucked up. Surf fucked up. That's why I said he in the hospital watching Surf choke versus Lux like, let's go. Today in Hollow Room and the waves fucked up after the echo. You know what I mean? Basically like his EKG machine started fucking up after the echocardiogram. So yeah, that was crazy too. Today in Hollow Room and the waves fucked up after the echo. Then after that, oh, Amzilla's in here. Hilarious. So after that, that's when I say I gave you the upload it, download it. You see how quickly we forget, fam? The 50cc is a Viking in your writing pen. So what are you writing? And that was clips. Damn, that's a total of 2. You've been lying, wicked, which is uncomfortable like a wristband. Y'all say I'm heartless because he a big brand, but it's always someone meddling in hollow body like Tin Man. Now y'all know I broke it down. Total. As in total, that's a total of 2. You've been lying, wicked, which is uncomfortable like a wristband. So I broke down all the characters. Then I said, y'all say I'm heartless because he a big brand, but it's always someone meddling in the hollow body like Tin Man. You know what I mean? Because his body's made of metal, hollow body, boom. Y'all caught that. Then I get into the you get away with murder scheme. That's self-explanatory. Like basically going into this battle, I felt like, you know what I mean, like the shit that people allow him to get away with, they'll never let somebody of my caliber get away with. So it's like, my nigga, you get away with murder. Like, we can say whatever we want. If DNA ever called the cops, it wouldn't matter if somebody got charged or not or whatever. If I ever dialed 911 and it came out that I did that, good night. And we all know that. So it was like basically like that was just a way of me joking but being serious. Like, y'all really let, you know what I mean, niggas get away with shit that you know you wouldn't let somebody else get away with. And then I broke it down back to the culture when I said the shit you be doing just be sounding dumb. The shit you be doing just be sounding dumb. But I realize it's y'all fault because a hollow's not effective without the gun. Now this scheme, this is what needs to be broken down because this is insane. And I probably Battle Rap Coroner said he was gonna make a clip of this. So if he does, this will be incredible. But it starts with I said y'all carried them. Y'all kept him in a box, which allowed him to kick back, made him explosive off impact. That's why we said his moves was lethal. Jumped the gun when people ain't respect his handle. Y'all started collecting ammo. Let's get to the root of evil. Now I started off. Y'all carried them because the culture is the gun. Y'all kept him in his box. Hollows are in the box, which allowed them to kick back and made him explosive off impact. Because hollows are explosive off impact. That's hollow at the beginning of his career. So then I say y'all jumped the gun when people ain't respect his handle. Y'all started collecting ammo. Because if people ain't respect him, y'all will go crazy for him and then start saying, oh, but he did this, he did that. Let's get to the root of evil. The caliber not reviewed as equal. Now, Now I'm saying the caliber, still going with the gun. You feel me? So the caliber of the, the caliber of the bullet. The caliber not reviewed as equal. That's how it's run extended clips. He went up the ladder to supersede you. Now you all know the extended clip, when you put it on a gun, is called the ladder. So we still talking about how, you know, the things Hollow did got his career crazy. So that's how it's run. That's how it's run extended clips. He went up the ladder to supersede you. To protect his stock, y'all kept him in the chamber. So when he was springing to action, we questioned who could beat you. Now to think about this, Hollow stock was always in a good place because we never seen him like that. But you also keep the Hollow in the chamber. The coach had kept him in the chamber by saying he didn't need to battle that much. Now I mean, so when he springs into action, when you spring, that's when you let the gun go. Question who could beat you. He jammed because there was no one in his head telling him these moves are legal. So now after the gun springs into action, it jammed because y'all never telling him certain shit that he's doing is not working. Y'all just allowing him to do it. So he jammed because there's no one in his head telling him these moves are legal. Triggered, so y'all rush to his safety, realizing he less damaging if it's not the first hit. They don't want to renew the sequel. So we all know the trigger on the gun, the safety has to be off. It'll jam if it's one in the head. All that still goes. So, but this part here that's crazy is that people don't know when you study hollows, they're not damaging after the first hit. So if they don't take you out after the first hit, like you can really survive it. But a lot of times you die after the first hit, which still goes to Hollow's career. Hollow's, the way he would break people down right off the rip would destroy him and it would be over. So I said, nah, he's less damaging if it's not the first hit and they don't want to renew the sequel. But it's y'all fault because y'all just realizing hollows don't get through to people. So I summed it all up like now y'all don't like him no more because y'all just realizing he doesn't resonate and get through to y'all. So that breakdown right there to end the first round, when that breakdown comes out, that breakdown is incredible. I like them for different reasons. But yeah, that's the breakdown of round one. So round two, I started off with saying, I hate these grudge matches. Lord knows I gotta ask myself why I keep pursuing them. Cause a nigga get on stage, lie on your name, and the crowd will believe it cause you was cool with him. He gonna get up here, I'm cool with him. So let's set the record straight. He's 40, I'm 30. I never went to school with him. On Angry Fan, he said I knew him for selling drugs. No, Hollow, I knew you for doing them. But here's where I ruined him. Now, I said that because on Angry Fan, he was like, oh, the first time DNA seen weed was at my house. So I'm like, this is cap, but it's funny. So I'm like, yo, I don't remember you doing any of that. I just remember, you know, you being on lean. So I say, this is where I ruined him. I hate to say, when a nigga got snakish ways, leaving them alone is your best bet. At first, it was invisible to me. But after all them people you did dirty, I'm surprised you ain't dead yet. But since I used to be Hollow Man, I gotta put blood down to see his next step. Now, if you watch the movie Hollow Man, I ain't want to do a regular Hollow Man flip, but in the movie Hollow Man, the lady puts the blood down to see where he's going to make his next step at. So that's why I said at first it wasn't visible to me, but after all them people you did dirty, I'm surprised you ain't dead yet. But since I used to be Hollow Man, I got to put blood down to see his next step. So I got to put a family member down in order to see what type of, weasel shit he's going to do next. Then I say, we all got skeletons, nigga. Go and mention mine. The culture looks at you as disrespected guy, but what they don't know is every time Hollow comes out of his shell, it's always cases left behind. Now, you know when you shoot the hollow comes out of the shell and then the case is left behind. But basically, I'm using it in the sense of like every time you really get to know Hollow, it's always a story or a case that's left behind of something that went wrong. Like when he got his jaw broken left rack, whoever hit him was strong. Nigga was eating chicken broth. He literally had to sip through a straw. But that's how he got his name. Because after the punch, that's the only thing he could say was now, of course, I don't know what he said when he got his jaw broke. So that's just me adding humor to it. So then that's when I say, you look like the type to get the law hired. Universal Studios, nigga. I'm talking Jaws wired. Now, you all know at Universal Studios, they got the ride with Jaws where they have them wired up. That's why I said that bar. Like, people don't really get the gist of it, but that bar is crazy. Like, if you ever been to Universal Studios or look it up on YouTube, Jaws is literally wired up in the air. So I'm talking about him getting hit. Universal Studios, nigga. I'm talking Jaws wired. That's when you stay with the shorty named Lynn Bell. Petite little thing. I swear to God, you know how to pick him well. You was homeless, begging for lean, jaw messed up. You made that woman's life a living hell. So you mean to tell me why you had the wire? You was trying to string a bell? Now I'm not gonna get into it. Like I said, I'm not here to explain none of the personals or whatever. But yeah, that was her name, Lynn Bell. So of course, people that watch The Wire, you know, Stringer Bell was on The Wire, and when you got your jaw wire, you got a wire. So you mean to tell me while you had the wire, you was trying to string a bell? But as far as using people, let's go on to the next one. On to the next one. You said you made $1 million off your clothing line. Then you was homeless staying with a nigga named Vic. Oh, you a rich bum. So he gave you a place to stay. He worked at a car rental spot. So whenever you needed a vehicle, it was multiple to pick from. You did him dirty. We're gonna talk about that in round 3. You really sick, son. So you was a giant player, but every time you touched down, you needed Victor Cruz. Oh, you ain't gonna dance your way out of this one. Now everybody knows Victor Cruz used to do the Sosa every time he scored a touchdown, and he played for the Giants. So that's what made it crazy. And the person that I'm talking about, his name is Vic, and he worked at a car rental spot. So that's why the whole, like me, when I do bars that go for somebody, I make sure everything connects. So that's why I said you was a giant player, but every time you touch down, you needed Victor Cruz. Oh, you ain't gonna dance your way out of this one. This is revenge for what you did to the car rental guy. Now it's looking worse in public. Ain't it crazy? Because now when he hits URL, they tell him his price hurts the budget. You fucking up your enterprise. Now we all know when you go to the car rental places, it's enterprise hurts budget. So that's why I made that flip to go with, like, you know what I mean, battle rap. Now after that, it's crazy because now they don't pay you what they used to pay you because they say it hurts the budget and you fucking up your enterprise. And he stayed with a nigga named Amzilla too, but y'all shouldn't be panicking because of course a nigga that pop pills would sleep in the same crib that Ambien. Now we all know Ambien is the pill that puts you to sleep, and yeah, it's a pill. And my man Amzilla, who we know, you know what I mean? Of course, I know you ain't like it, but, you know, I fuck with you, Am. Salute. We're not even going to get into that. But, you know, it's definitely a metaphor. You know what I mean? So, after that, I mentioned the Mike Zombie shit, and Mike Zombie was there. But what I try to tell people when they say, like, oh, DNA is cap, no, they had a falling out. They just fixed what they figured out. So I'm not saying, like, they're not cool no more. I'm just saying that when they first started, you know what I mean? It was Hidden Label, and that's exactly what it turned into, a Hidden Label. You don't see him promote Hidden Label no more. There's a reason for that. So now I say, nigga, you know what? I had enough. At this point, you really just acting up. So let me get this straight. You had fallen outs with Mike, Vic, and those was your dogs killer? Hey, don't make me call quarterback it up. Now, we all know Mike Vick got accused of, you know, killing the dogs, fucking with the dogs. So that's me bringing up the situation with Mike Zombie and the situation with Vic, and then saying those was your dogs killer. And then, I mean, he was a quarterback. So then I'm talking about Cortez. You know what I mean? So you had ish falling outs with Mike, Vic, and those was your dogs killer? Hey, don't make me call quarterback it up. Like, yeah, don't make me call this nigga to back everything I'm saying up. So then after that, I go, that's why I got all of this rage. This is literally character defamation all on the stage. So if sundial back, I'll be breaking dawn if I see a quarter of shade. So you all know, obviously, when the sun dials back, it's breaking dawn in the morning. And, I mean, you see a little bit of shade. So that was just that, I mean, a little dawn flip. But I tried to make it creative. Then after that, that's when I said, after them niggas showed the paperwork, I'm like, you fools got nerve. I found out this nigga wasn't a little saint the moment you got served. Now, we all know in the show, in the movie You Got Served, we was doing it for Little Saint. But I'm saying after they showed the paperwork that, whatchamacallit, that Hollow didn't own his company no more. Now, I seen him say on there, like, oh, DNA, I didn't think we was going to mention kids or whatever. But I didn't know the way he was talking. But even though I mentioned his son twice, I didn't diss him at all. I would never do that. I would never mention somebody's child in a way of, like, saying anything bad or negative about them. It was all going to him. So I seemed nervous before the coin toss. If I was nervous before the coin toss, it was just that I know he could freestyle and I wanted the last word. But I wasn't nervous in terms of material. But I say that to say, because the next bar I had was you said you don't tell me lean is an old angle if he's still pouring a new cup. You said you stopped sipping lean February 14, 2014 when you had your son. That alone lying off of that shows you should be dead in the casket. And you got it in arm's reach where a little fella could grab it. If it was my daughter, I never would have it. That's why I could tell he an addict. The nigga got linen closet looking like a medicine cabinet. So that's self-explanatory of what I'm saying to him. Like, you know what I mean? You keep doing this. You got shit looking crazy. You got to relax. And then I got cut off. That's where I was telling y'all all the other bars that I didn't get to say. Um, in the beginning of the round, I rebutted the casino scheme when I had the blackjack line, and then don't talk about me in the casino until you get robbed in there. This is called Akuka Pana. Oh, and these is bars that I also missed in a second. I was gonna bring up the Joe Biden thing. I was like, yo, I was mad at KRS2 with the Joe Biden shit the moment I seen it. Cause I was just thinking to myself, how is it a nigga on lean that couldn't be lenient? I'm like, damn, Hollow, what really happened with this dude? But then I stepped back and thought, that's just the activist in you. So after that, I said, that's just the activist in you. And then I was about to be like, but you was right. Joe Biden got us paying taxes on Cash App, Zelle. Now we going to war with Ukraine. Damn, I was tripping, doubling back. The crowd like, D-Name, why you segueing off? Oh, that's because I didn't want to rush an attack. Yo, if I would have got that off, man, the crowd would have went ballistic. I am so tight. Yo, Rob AC, shut up. Yeah. So that was like the parts that I missed in the second. The third round, I started it off with everything I'm about to say in this round, nigga, all of it's true. You from Queens, I'm from Queens, but when a nigga cross the line, there's no such thing as calling the truce. Niggas forget where they come from. Until their jaw get a few. If you swing Don King Von, I'm known to drop a story or two. Rest in peace to King Von, the Chicago rapper, but he was known for storytelling. And Hollow is from Astoria. So that's why I said, like King Von, I'm known to drop a story or two. So you know what I mean? I'm known to drop a story, like a story or two, and I'm known to drop a story or two, which is crazy. I did say that. This is the beginning of the third. So I say, PH helped me reach this level. I owe my career to him. Rest in peace. That man inspired till he died. So I owe all this to Pumpkinhead. Hollow. You see the fire in my eyes? Now I felt like that was so crazy because you know what I mean? You know the actual Pumpkinhead, they got the fire in their eyes. And on top of that, the Pumpkinhead is hollow. No, I said that because some people don't know who King Von is. That wasn't no disrespect. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? He was a big influence in new hip hop. You know what I mean? But certain people don't know. But yeah, that's why I said I owe all this to Pumpkinhead. Hollow. You see the fire in my eyes? I got no chill. Clips, Cortez, Conceited was my brothers. You ain't never give me that bro feel. Prison Break, cause I was Khan's brother, Michael Schofield. Look how I map out a body. So niggas know Michael Schofield put the map on his body to get his brother out of jail. So that was crazy too. Yeah, I mean, niggas watch Prison Break. That shit came out a while ago. So yeah, and I mean, that's why I said, look how I map out a body. Stop with the silly shit. Conceited to tell you who's big queens, and this ain't really it. I'm the one that kept the lights on for my people. Akon, I got the city lit. So you know what I mean? You know, Akon put the lights on for everybody in Africa. So that's why I said, you know what I mean? I put the lights on for my people. Akon, I got the city lit. Talking about Queens. That's what I said, niggas, so don't start with these lies. When we was hanging out, you ain't even take part in the ride. So don't get up here and try to tell me what Chuck tailored or about a Converse if you was just a star on the side. Which is crazy because when I say Chuck, I'm talking about Clips. Don't tell me what Chuck tailored. Don't tell me about a Converse if you was just a star on the side, because you know the Converse got the stars on the side. Yeah, so that's a triple entendre. Like, that was crazy. Tell me about a Converse if you was just a star on the side. I said this is where boy meets world. You really just a sick individual. You know how many people he betrayed? Core, E, Math used to tell us how much of a fiend he is because he ain't lived by the principles. Now, that's crazy because I use one whole name as 4 different people. So it's like cheat codes when you write. Like, and I figured out that cheat code. I figured it out with Real Sick when I said, we've been searching for you in the crib for a week, sucker. We know. I got the sister, the niece, brother, Theo. Now I used every like way I could flip it with one person. So I got the sister, the niece, brother, Theo. Now, I mean, that's all one person. So it's like I can make an entendre out of one thing. So that was my new thing I wanted to try in this battle. So that's why I said, boy meets world, you just a sick individual. You know how many people he betrayed? Core, E, Math used to tell us how much of a fiend he is because he ain't lived by the principles. Now I'm talking about Cortez, then me, Eric, and Math used to tell us how much of a fiend he is because Corey Matthews lived next door to Mr. Feeney and he was the principal. So Corey Math used to tell us how much of a fiend he is because he ain't lived by the principles. And then after that I say, then I've been Savage. Because the actor that played Corey Matthews was Ben Savage. So, I mean, that's why I threw that in there. So then after that, that's when I go, I want to play this game, nigga, called Shut the Fuck Up. That means while I'm telling you the truth, I just want all you and your people to shut the fuck up. Now, unfortunately, they didn't listen to the game. They're not good participants, but, you know, hey, to each his own. Maybe next time niggas will not talk so I could get through the whole thing. But, yeah. So now I go into the whole breakdown of why I was talking about the shit with Vic and all that. Like I said, I'm not explaining that. Watch it, boom. But I sum all of it up to say, you know what I mean, at the time he started sipping lean, he lived with Vic again. So after I do the whole breakdown, I say, so don't get up here and tell us you got the spirit of Nipsey Hussle, because we don't want to listen to that. Because the last time that I checked, it's always these rap niggas using Victory Laps. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. His last album was called Victory Laps. And on Victory Laps, he had a song called Last Time That I Checked and Rap Niggas. So that's why I made a triple entendre with that. Last time that I checked, it's always these rap niggas using Victory Laps. Like y'all always using, y'all you using your man to go back and do what you wanted to do. So I felt like that was a creative flip too. You know what I mean? I never really heard nobody say that. So after that, that's when I got into some real shit that I'ma just say it and then break it down. But that's when I go, Hollow, we concerned for you. Listen, we know all about addiction. Right now I need everybody to join in. This is an open gesture. The reality is when a parent has substance abuse, the child gets the addictive personality and can't control the pressure. That's why y'all see me gamble and battle so much. It was all used as a coping measure. On the inside, it was hurting me. I needed therapy. So now when I get on this stage, my demons, I show them lesser. So I know exactly how your son feels when he's in class and daddy spaced out the whole semester. This for all them nights my daddy put that bottle up and my emotions stayed bottled up. So don't tell me that this nigga from Corona extra. I ain't trying to punch right now. Fuck trying to bust your brain. You once was a stand-up guy, Hollow. Something changed. I know when a man does this much damage to his body, it's cause it comes from pain. You hear the allegations they out here saying about you? It ain't just a couple claims. You know how much you worth? Not just some fucking change. You know how much it hurts to see them put dirt on your brother's name. You became a jack boy. Too many red flags with your first lady since your relationship up in flames. We love you, but we can't trust you. And that in itself shows us something strange. Maybe your depression came from our lack of texting. We the ones to blame. That's why I'm up here trying to touch a soul before the doctor got to touch a vein. Now, if you know anything about addiction, a lot of times, which I went through it. So before I started, like that be my thing. I try to come from a real place. I don't want to just get up here and bash, oh, you're an addict, because I was an addict too. You know what I mean? And I'm still a recovering one. It just wasn't with drugs. It was with gambling. So when I'm getting up here, I'm telling people all the steps on how somebody that is already basically cursed from birth. I mean, like, both of my parents was on drugs. So that's why I say the reality is when a parent has substance abuse, the child gets the addictive personality, which is me. And you can't control the pressure. That's why they see me gamble and battle so much. That's why they see me gamble and battle so much. It was all used as a coping measure. On the inside, it was hurting me. I needed therapy. So now when I get on stage, my demons, I show them lesser. So I know exactly how your son feels when he's in class and daddy spaced out the whole semester. This for autumn nights, my daddy put that bottle up and my emotions stayed bottled up. So don't tell me that this nigga from Corona extra. Like, basically, like, this for autumn nights, I didn't get to talk to my dad about his problem and I kept all my feelings up. So don't tell me that I'm bugging right now. I'ma talk. You know what I mean? Don't tell me that this nigga from Corona extra. We all know about the beer with, you know what I mean, Corona. I'm from Corona. Boom. So that's why I go to... I ain't trying to punch right now. Fuck trying to bust your brain. You once was a stand-up guy, Hollow. Something changed. I know when a man does this much damage to his body, it's because it comes from pain. We all know when anybody's on drugs, that's because, you know what I mean, you fucked up. You hear what they out here saying about you? It's not just a couple claims. You know how much you worth? Not just some fucking change. You know how much it hurts to see them put dirt on your brother's name? You became a jack boy. Too many red flags with your first lady since your relationship up in flames. Y'all know jack boy first lady flames. Basically too many red flags with her since y'all relationship up in flames. We love you. We can't trust you. But that in itself shows us something strange. Maybe your depression came from our lack of texting. We the ones to blame. That's why I'm up here trying to touch a soul before the doctor got to touch a vein. This is tragic. The passive aggressive behavior, I know exactly why he gets erratic. That's why I'm just trying to give him the perks of the 30 before he gets the tablet. Now, you all know the Percocet is called a tablet, but I'm saying before he gets it, I'm trying to show him the perks of winning in battle rap so you can leave this shit alone. I'm just trying to show him the perks of the 30 before he gets the tablet. I want to take every cup and every bottle out that kitchen cabinet. You want to leg up, then put the lean back like a vintage Maverick. And I mean Dirk Nowitzki. Like basically, if you want an upper hand in this shit, bro, put that shit back. Leave this shit alone. You know what I mean? You want to leg up, put the lean back like a vintage Maverick. I can't say it slow. I gotta spit it rapid. This shit is drastic. You could have all them fights in your life. You ain't gonna show me you tough till you kick the habit. Now, I didn't expect people to go crazy like this because this is so touching shit. Like, nigga, you can fight. You can shoot. You can do whatever. You're not gonna prove to me you're tough until you stop doing this. That's tough to me. Tough is being able to get over addiction and leave it alone completely. That's tough. So that's why I said you gotta have all them fights in your life. You ain't gonna show me you tough till you kick the habit. You ain't never gonna be a man till that addiction dies. Are you a rapper or a gangster? Nigga, pick a side. The only thing you've been professional at is showing that you victimized. I looked in every victimized, and the only thing you could take credit for is victimized. You know what I mean? So the word, it was just rap. The rap, like right there, I was just showcasing the rapping ability is on a different, on a different level, man. You know what I mean? And then after that, I think I freestyled, and then they started cutting me. So that's the third. That's the 3 rounds or whatever. You know what I mean? Y'all got that. Oh yeah, me and Easy would be a great battle. He's wildin'. Speaking of that, let's recap the other 2 battles. Then we gonna go into Chrome